What up? What up? What up? Apologies for the tardiness. I know I want to be on a regular schedule, and you guys have given me great feedback on the regular schedule. But sometimes there's children. I try not to make it a habit moving around too much, but want to keep it in the same time slots, of course, or the same realm of the time slot here. So my bad for that. Won't make it a habit. Lots of stuff I do want to get into today. I mean, this is part of the evolution of this show, is doing a show essentially every day. Let me know if you guys want to rock on Fridays as well, because right now, I had thought Monday through Thursday for the lives, but I can rock out Fridays as well. If people want it 5 days a week, let me know in the comments section, chats, likes, subscribes, all those good things. I did want to start today with a quick message though. Um, I want to tell everybody out there, I love you. I know that sounds a little corny, um, and what have you, but there was what happened with Charlie Kirk yesterday, just a horrific thing to see. And there's been a ton of reaction, and I've been online and I've seen the reaction, and I've seen just the discourse. And I gotta tell you, I really do believe as a society, um, as people, as fellow, not just like Americans, but human beings. I mean, wherever you are, wherever you come from, we need to treat each other with respect and love. And I don't care, left, right, um, black, white. It's wrong and right. And we've reached this stage where so many things are either politicized or extreme or tribal, that I just wanted to do my part in spreading positive vibes, because I think something we can use a lot more of is just thinking of our fellow person, and what they might be going through, and the struggles that they might be going through, and basically what I teach my kids, right? Which is, no matter who you are, where you come from, what language you speak, what color your skin is, you want to treat everybody the same. We treat everybody the same. That's how we do it. And um, so I just wanted to share that message. I'm not going to get into a whole political tangent. I'm not, um, I got past that point of my life in a sense where I did have more strongly held, I guess what you would call partisan beliefs at one time, but they weren't ever part. I mean, I'm my own individual thinker and everything. I just got, I seen the ugliness, and I want to make sure I'm not a part of it, and do my part to help, or at least send the right message. So positive vibes to everybody out there. I'm looking at you. I love you. I feel you. I hope the best for you. And hit me up if you ever need anything, because we gotta do better, right? Like, we gotta do better. And that's all I gotta say about that. Uh, Get me the likes, subscribes in, all those things. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all being here every day, no matter what the topic matter may be, as we evolve and keep this show rocking and rolling. If you guys want to go to 5 days a week, let me know. We'll. This is about me and you, and that connection, and how we can keep growing. Thank you, Athena. I appreciate that. Dixie Forbes Gorby says today would have been my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to your father. Um, you know, Sorry for your loss, of course. We all that's the thing, like, right? Like, we all experience loss. We all know hurt. We all know these things, and we have to think about others in that regard. So I did want to share that message, before I moved on to the rest of the show. One thing I had a little difficulty with, to be honest with you, and I've been struggling, is my WNBA award season picks. I hope to have the article published before I went live, but I'm still debating back and forth on a few things. When I actually look at maybe you guys can help me out here. MVP, I'm decided. Asia Wilson to me is the MVP of the WNBA this year. She leads the league in points, rebounds, blocks. The Aces are on a 15-game winning streak. She's played a handful of games more than Nafisa Collier. Obviously, Alyssa Thomas has a case. Um, Kelsey Mitchell, might have been my next candidate after Fee, Asia, and Alyssa Thomas, but I have to give the vote to Asia Wilson. So that is my MVP pick. That one was easy. Then I have Rookie of the Year, and pretty easy there too. I'm going Paige Beckers. I know Sonia Citron has certainly made her case and had a very very good year, but I think individually Paige did too much to not win. She's the only player in the WNBA to rank top 10 in points, assists, and steals. And then, of course, she had that 44-point performance. So I'm going Paige, Rookie of the Year. Coach of the Year, Natalie Nakase, Golden State Valkyries. Signed, sealed, delivered. An expansion franchise, making it to the playoffs. First time that's ever happened. Not only making it to the playoffs, but seemingly you know, competitive. It's not like we feel like they're just going to get rolled over. So Carl Smesko, the Atlanta Dream, had a case. I think Stephanie White, given what the Fever have been through, has a case. Cheryl Reeve, given the Lynx's record, has a case. But I give the award to Natalie Nakase. So those are my signed, sealed, delivered. I struggled a little bit more with some of the other ones. Defensive player of the year. I thought to give it to Asia, honestly. And Alana Smith is in there. But I think I'm going to go Gabby Williams, who leads the WNBA in steals, leads the WNBA in pass deflections, is versatile, athletic, can guard multiple positions. The Storm have a defensive rating of 97.8 with her on the floor. So I'm going Gabby Williams, defensive player of the year. Then you get to most improved player. Everybody's picking Veronica Burton here, deservedly so. But when I look at Veronica Burton, I wonder if it's more opportunity or more improved. To me, most improved is Azare Stevens of the Los Angeles Sparks, whose field goal percentage jumped 10 percentage points. Her 3-point percentage jumped almost 4 percentage points. I mean, talk about year to year improvement. I'm saying Azare Stevens is most improved. And then there is sixth player of the year. Naz Hillman has a case. I'm going Natisha Heidemann on the Lynx, the best team in the league. And Hillman came off the bench, or actually started a bunch of games this season. Hillman started 17 games this year. So sixth player of the year, considering, I mean, that's part of being the sixth player. But I think I'm going to go Natisha Heidemann for that award. That's tough, though. It's really a toss-up there. Then this is the other thing I struggled with. All WNBA first team and all WNBA second team. Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, definitely first team. Alyssa Thomas, definitely first team. And then beyond that, you have a couple players that are vying. I think I got to go Alicia Gray, given the year that she had, and Kelsey Mitchell. And that's the first team. I really struggled to leave Jackie Young off the first team, to be honest, given the season she had. But Jackie Young's on the second team. I'm putting Kayla McBride on the second team. I think Veronica Burton deserves to be on the second team. Then there's some tough, Nneka Ogwumike probably deserves to be there. Aaliyah Boston. This is where I'm struggling, is who ultimately I leave off, because Sabrina Ionescu could be there too, and Kelsey Plum. So I have to pick between those five. And or those 7 or whatever I just mentioned. 5 of those 7. First team set: Asia, Collier, Gray, Mitchell, Thomas. Definitely putting McBride, Burton, Young on the second team. That I think I gotta put Agumake and Aaliyah Boston. So do I leave off both Kelsey Plum and Sabrina Ionescu? Or does Sabrina Ionescu make the I don't have anybody in the Liberty in here. What do you guys think? Ionescu deserve it or AB? Agumake or Plum? That's where I was. Otherwise, that would be published and out the door before I started the show. But I was working through that second team selection. I think I'm going to land Aaliyah Boston, Nneka Ogwumike, Kayla McBride, Veronica Burton, Jackie Young. I think that's where I'm going to land. But I could also make a case for Kelsey Plum on that second team. Tough. I guess any way you cut it. Like Sabrina, does Sabrina deserve to be there? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I know this chat is going to be heavily skewed towards Fever players, obviously. But I'm working it. Those are my award picks. Um, and I think that's my first and I know that's my first team. I just had to finalize that second team. I could also be swayed back to Naz Hillman, but again, she started a bunch of games this year. I could also make a case for Jackie Young to be first team too. That's the hard part about this. I love Jackie Young's game. In fact, when you look at who the Fever might play in the first round, probably why you wind up leaning the Atlanta Dream. Because as great as Asia Wilson has been for the Las Vegas Aces, I think the key to the Aces run, aside from Asia's dominance, has been the play of Jackie Young. Jackie Young has really stepped up. She's healthy this year. She gets it done in a myriad of ways. 16 and a half points, 4.4 rebounds, 5 assists. Jackie Young has just had a terrific season. And that's why it makes these picks hard. That's why I haven't hit the publish button on the article yet. But I'm thinking that's where I'm landing. And I really, really liked really like Jackie Young's game. But if you're a Fever and you either get the Aces or the Dream, I think the way that the pace, I had sort of gone back and forth on this. I think the pace that Indiana plays with, it sets up a matchup with the Dream a little bit better. Get up and down the floor. That's, part of the game. And the Dream have that big front lineup. They don't really play them together all that much, Bree Jones and Brittany Griner. But we'll find out. We will find out. But I was working on that this morning because I wanted to have my thoughts gathered for the show. You don't really title a show around something and then not talk about it in a proper and informed way. But I'm getting there. It's almost decided. And, first team is set. First team is set. By the way, I just got a message from Kevin about Ring Rascals. I want to plug my new channel with the kids. It's called the Ring Rascals. It's myself, Raj, Ronnie, and Rohan. Here's a quick video. Let me pull it up. This is Rohan guessing WWE wrestler songs. He actually did pretty good, I think, considering he's just 4 years old. But this was put up this morning. So you guys who have followed me on the show, Big Ro. just take a quick plug for the Ring Rascals channel. I'll drop it in the chat. But ready to play Guess the Wrestler song? Okay, how many do you think you can get right? 21? Okay, let's go. First song.
Oh, easy. AJ Styles.
Next song.
Oh, Jimmy.
Next song. Don't look.
I didn't look, but that's not how to read. Oh, I know.
What is it?
Penta.
That is good. Next one.
Hey, what? Oh, maybe. Is it the Wyatts?
No.
Io Sky. Not correct.
Not correct. That's all right. You're doing good, buddy.
Easy. From Breaker.
Next.
Oh, Gaming Peace. Wrong, Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, it was close though. Judgment Day, right?
Oh, Eddie Knight.
Yeah. 3 more. You doing push-ups?
Wait, what? Oh! I know who she was, but I don't know her name. She has silver hair.
Jade Cargill.
I know her. Oh, Tiffany. Because she gave me directions. Seth. Freaking Rollins. Three. Jay Uso.
What does Jey Uso say?
Oh, yay! Daddy Greenwald.
Also WWE.
Triple H.
Yeah.
2 more. Okay. Roman Reigns.
What is Rome? What do you do when you hear Roman Reigns music?
The orange Castillo. The title one.
And last one.
Shake about 2.
That was fast. He did pretty good, right? He did pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Did he do good? So there you have it. The Ring Rascals. I put the link in the description. Thank you all for hanging with me and checking that out and supporting that. Kevin's done a great job cutting videos for me, by the way. I'm going to get into a commissioner segment of the show, but just to follow up, I know I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but given the fact that I was saying that the Fever, the Dream seemed like a good matchup for the Fever, this was what Sophie Cunningham had to say about potential playoff matchups for the team. She was on her podcast, the Show Me Something podcast, and this was Sophie's pick for preferable Indiana Fever postseason opponent. Here's what Sophie had to say.
Playing like whatever the playoffs like, just walk us through where the Fever are at right now.
Playoff season is just like a whole different season. I know you always hear athletes say that, but like it truly is. So like you can have the best record in the regular season and like literally lose in the first round if that team doesn't have experience. Like experience is what wins playoffs and championships. It's always good if you have like young bucks who are like killing it too, or but if you have experienced players on your team, that's, I don't know what it is, but it's like, you know how to handle the momentum swings, you know how to handle the runs. Like it's hard to explain, but when you're in it, it's freaking real. Shout out to all of our like 10-day, 7-day contracts coming in because they've been really stepping it up. Now they're signed for the rest of the season. And so we're on
girls.
Yeah, like it's a good thing. This is such a weird season, but for some reason we're able to kind of figure it out. Now, at first round, I think we're either playing Minnesota, Vegas, or Atlanta. Whew. I would like to play Atlanta. I think we match up best with them. We have Kelsey Mitchell. We have AB. Again, it's playoff experience. And so Atlanta has maybe the least amount of playoff experience, if I'm not mistaken. And I think our team does too. So I think that'd be our best match.
Yeah, so there you go. Sophie Cunningham echoing the sentiment that I think most people are sharing on the show. Now let's get to a couple of statements from commissioners. One is from Kathy Engelbert. I have not actually heard this audio yet. I'm going to play it for you. We'll react to it live. She was on with Christina Williams and was asked about injuries.
Yeah, and this season in particular, several key stars have missed some games, and the Indiana Fever are on the path to make a postseason berth as well, clinching a spot, but without their star Caitlin Clark. When you think about the number of injuries this season and going into the postseason, how does the league continue to build the momentum when some of the star power may be sidelined?
Yeah, I've said this before. Injuries are it's one of the toughest things in sports. But the reality is you're already seeing it in the NFL. There's high profile ones in other sports. And it's totally unfortunate that we've had high profile injuries this year. Our data shows it's about, the same injury rates as last year, but I know that doesn't make anyone feel any better. But obviously we constantly work with players and team doctors and trainers and health staff and utilize data to ensure we're doing everything we can do to keep our players from a health perspective. But they're incredible athletes on the court, and the game is really fast and physical. And, I'm so impressed with, how they play this game and what they're putting on the court every night, and the talent, the speed. I played Division I college basketball at Lehigh University, and I don't think I ever lifted a weight. We had no strength and conditioning. We had no nutrition, nutritional aspects back then. And I think I'm just so impressed, and, how much respect I have for what the players are doing day in and day out. So it's an unfortunate part of the game. But we think we've built, beyond one player, or two players, or five players, or six players. Every team has to have a roster where people can step up and show up. And I think sports has shown that a lot of role players help you win championships. And I think Indiana making the playoffs, Golden State making the playoffs, they've had injuries. New York's had injuries. Almost every team in the league has had some significant injuries this year. So, but they've all persevered, and we're going to have a great slate of 8 teams, fighting for.
So that was a long way of saying tough, basically, from Kathy Engelbert. WNBA injuries are up. Tough. You got to persevere. You got to push through. Look at the Indiana Fever. One thing that obviously she has thought about this, if I'm being fair, because I always thought Kathy Engelbert brought up the possibility of a Caitlin Clark injury too often. Last season, whenever she was broached about the success of Clark, she would sometimes say, well, she can always get hurt. And you'd be like, whoa. Not that that's not the case. We all understand that. It's kind of understood. It's implied. It's part of sports. You don't need to say it out loud. And now they're dealing with it at this point. And of course, as the commissioner of the league, Engelbert's going to want the focus to be about more than Clark. You want the attention on the league. You want more teams to succeed. You want more individuals to succeed. At the same time, of course, Clark's injury is the biggest one of all of them because it has the biggest impact on ratings, interest, all those things. But the WNBA schedule, you're hearing it from the players. They're telling you, we're tired. We're, playing too many games in a short period of time. And when you hear that, especially going back to All-Star, when I go back to All-Star, I remember the way that played out. Basically, the Fever, the game Caitlin Clark got hurt was, what day of the week was that? Caitlin Clark gets hurt against the Connecticut Sun, right? On July 15th, I believe it was. So Caitlin Clark gets hurt on a Tuesday. The Fever play on Wednesday in New York against the Liberty. Then they have to go to All-Star for All-Star festivities in Indianapolis. They're there Thursday, and they got to be back to playing the Liberty on Tuesday. That is not a break. So the WNBA, whether or not the injury rates, whatever the parallels are, they added more games. They didn't add more time. The schedule has been a bit of a blow for the teams, and you hear it from the players. And Kathy Engelbert, she's got to worry about the Connecticut Sun and all that as well. But still, I was reacting to her comments in real time. Now, let me get to another commissioner's comments. Adam Silver. Adam Silver, NBA commissioner. Let me play you his answer. I'll set the full context, and then I'll tell you what I think. This is what Adam Silver had to say about the different consumption methods for his league and the fractured streaming services and what people have to pay.
There's a huge amount of our content that people can essentially consume for free. I mean, this is very much a highlights-based sport, so, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, any service, the New York Times for that matter, to the extent that your content is not behind a paid firewall. There's an enormous amount of content out there. YouTube, by another example, that is advertising based that consumers can consume.
So we're a highlights-based league. We're a highlights-based league. That's what Adam Silver says, which is a slap in the face to the game and the product. Look, Silver was making the case before that there are still a bunch of games that people can access for free. There's a full context to that answer. So there is a level of concern from him about, how things work, and it's not his fault that streaming has gone the way it has. But to call your own product a highlight-based league basically says you don't need to watch the game. Who cares about the game? And I've never seen a league treat its product with less respect of late than the NBA does. Whether you say it's a highlight-based league or the pundits on TV talk about how the product is trash. The game is trash. It was better back in the day. These guys don't care. They suck. The NBA is more skilled than it's ever been before, but it feels like it has less soul. Can you imagine David Stern telling people it's just a highlights-based league? Could you imagine Roger Goodell saying that about the NFL? I mean, there's a reason the NFL is king, because all of its games, you put them on primetime, 20, 30 million people watch. They're not telling you to watch on TikTok. So I really, those comments from Commissioner Silver bother me, because as a lifelong NBA fan, some of what's happened to the league hurts me. The way that it's officiated is disgusting. People are baiting for fouls, not even trying to score buckets, just baiting for fouls. And yeah, if you send a signal like that, if you tell people, who cares about the game? We're only here for the drama, or we're only here for the highlights. Eventually that message is going to get through. Basketball, best sport in the world. NBA, best athletes in the world. It's time for them to act like it and act like the games matter. I mean, the regular season's too long, so it's hard for the games to matter. But that ain't the message. That ain't the message. Catch it later on your social media feeds. Goodness. I mean, when Adam Silver came in, I was, all I'd ever heard was good things, but come on, dude. Come on, dude. Member chats, super chats can go first. Of course, as always, there's so many of them in here. It's always difficult to peruse through. Get those likes and subscribes in. Thank you all for joining me day to day. Oh, and I did have one other thing. I mentioned, somebody had mentioned 9/11 at the top of the show too in the chats, and I don't know where they are in there, but of course, paying respects on today, 9/11. For those of you, it's been a while now, obviously, but that doesn't change the fact of the tragedy, and most of us who were there remembering what we went through that day. And I mean, I remember going to the record store, to be honest with you, after watching it on TV, not really knowing how to process. I went to the record store to get the Blueprint. Jay-Z Blueprint famously dropped on the 9/11. Rumor has it the Blueprint classic couldn't even be stopped by Ben Laden, but September 11th marks the era forever of the revolutionary Che Guevara. Has a whole museum of Hove MC, but anyhow, Blueprint, that's one of the ways I look through the prism of 9/11. So if you want to drop your favorite album in honor of that, always interested in people's musical tastes as well before we just delve completely into the comments section. Carlos says Commissioner's Cup precedent would indicate that the Fever lose to the Lynx in the league finals. I can live with that. Well, yeah, if the Fever get to the finals, that would be one hell of a season for sure. Twofold. Lynx, Collier, Williams choke finals after last year lost. They lost on rival final in the Commissioner's Cup without CC. Fever will have their number. Everybody's picking the Fever over the Lynx, huh? Looking through the chat here. Some of those from the message at the beginning of the show. So I'm trying to Page for sure, says Dixie. That's back to the Rookie of the Year. Totally agree on Valks, says Chris Ward, about my Coach of the Year pick. I'm still struggling with that second team. Twofold agreed with my pick, so doing pretty well. Thank you, Diana, as well. Not a member, but some recognition from Jim. Love your videos and live chats. Thank you. I know Kevin Zwicker is a big Kelsey Plum fan, so making sure he gets his shout out there. Big fan of her game. Is Kevin. Ring Rascals, another plug there. Shouts to Kevin for the job, by the way, he's done on the this isn't for him, but I'm putting Ernesto's comment up as if it was for him. Only injuries can stop the Fever from winning the chip this year. Well, injuries have already happened. I've got Kelsey on my first team. Bailout Queen, don't worry. It's the second team I'm struggling with more. The first team was pretty set. The only thing in the first team that I could make the case that Jackie Young should be first team. Silver said basically get your bands up if you want to watch a full game. Time for new commissions in both leagues, says Athena. Nothing was the same, my favorite album. We got a Drake fan in the house. That's my favorite Drake album, if it makes you feel any better. Stern says, so who are the hot seat spots? Seattle, maybe? What do you mean hot seat spots? I mean, to clarify, you don't have to pay for another chat, but I don't know what you mean by hot seat spots. The playoffs? I mean, we'll see tonight how it matches up. Seattle's in. They've clinched. So it's just a question of whether they get the Lynx or who, the Lynx could play either the Storm or the Valkyries, depending on how things shake out tonight. Because the Valkyries are sitting at 7, a half game ahead of the Storm. So that could still be determined. Oh, could get fired. You mean coaches that could get fired? Yeah, I mean, Noelle Quinn, maybe her job got saved by Erica Wheeler in that shot. Certainly a possibility. I mean, I think both Koklanis and Tyler Marsh will probably stay, but anytime you have seasons as bad as they did, there's a little bit of a hot seat aspect to it. I don't think too many coaches. I would say Quinn and those two are the most vulnerable from what I've seen. AB over UNESCO just on injuries alone. So, okay. So if AB's in and I'm having Sabrina out, is it Kelsey Plum or Neko Ogwumike? Like that's what I'm struggling with. The first team. Veronica Burton. I mean, the second team. I'm sorry. Veronica Burton. I mean, I feel like she kind of deserves it too. Dina says, one of my favorite albums, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Yeah. I mean, look, a strange career Lauryn Hill had, right? Where basically came on like that, and the Fugees were huge, the Score, and then there was the Wyclef put out the Carnival, and Lauren put out the Miseducation, and then never really put anything out again. Bob Master says, has Angel Reese played her last game? Well, not her last game, but for the Chicago Sky? Yeah, I think Angel Reese has played her last game for the Chicago Sky. Well, the caveat would be if they fire the GM who, has a case to be shown the door. Certainly there's a good case to fire the Chicago Sky GM. But if he remains, if he remains in position, then yeah, I think that the bridges have already been burned. And regardless, the bridges have been burned with her teammates and everything like that. Like I've said with Reese, this was a locker room issue. It goes beyond, whether or not she herself was correct. There's truth and there's tact. There's truth and there's tact. And that's my biggest issue there. KDB says, my first team, Asia Fee, AT, Alicia, and Kelsey. Yeah, I agree. Second, Stewie missed too much time. NECA, Jackie Young, Kelly McBride, and Kelsey Plum. I don't know if Sab makes it for me with injury and how inconsistent she's been. So the question then is, I guess I put AB in Stewie's place then. And then otherwise we're the same. But is it Veronica Burton or Kelsey Plum? That's the other thing I'm struggling with. I might go Kelsey Plum. I don't know. Got to finalize that second team. I think the Aces show the teams are really close in level. It's anyone's game. I mean, it should be a good playoffs. That's for sure. Any more member chats, super chats, get them in now. Like and subscribe to the channel, of course. Thank you guys for the consistency. Do you guys, you want Friday shows? How do you feel? Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday. This is for you. So I have fun doing the show, and I can figure out topics to talk about every day. So give me the vote on Friday right now. Hit them up in the chat. Diana says she's around. I just, I want to be cognizant of schedule and burnout and all that, but Friday afternoon, yes. I mean, but I suppose there's no reason we can't do Monday through Friday. Sure, says Lauren. What am I asking? Like I'm asking my fans, do you want more or less of me? Plum might make it on the team. I'm debating that. That's why I haven't published my article yet. I think I'm good. Thumbs up, but maybe members. Well, I want to do, I'm saving Friday for members only events. So maybe we don't do every Friday. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But this week I could probably do Friday, and then we can figure it out from there. Next week, by the way, I'm at my buddy's wedding next weekend. So sometimes less as we finally get a negative, maybe bi-weekly. Well, I guess we have to decide whether we do a show tomorrow first. That's the pending. Tomorrow is pending. Because we're not on a set schedule quite yet, but working our way there. And we will have stuff to talk about tomorrow, so we can do a show tomorrow. All right, y'all. That'll probably do it for the show today. Any more member chats, super chats, get them in. But I'll do, the verdict seems to be in for a show tomorrow. So we'll work towards that, of course, and making sure everybody gets their fill. I really do appreciate like all of the interaction and support, and the fact that you guys are here every day. So we're going to keep going on this journey together. Like I said at the top, for real, love you guys. Honestly, care about and respect your fellow human beings. Till the next one. Eat.